Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Lighten Up Show. Coming at you from the beautiful Cayman Islands. Please put your hands together for the one and only Miss Catherine Tyson.
Making fun of things and just having a good time over here. I mean, at least the name of the show is Lighten Up, so you were warned. But, you know, if you guys have anything that you want me to talk about, please let us know. We'll talk about it, because that's what we do. We observe stuff and we make fun of it, right? That's what we're trying to do. Life is about laughing a lot and having a good time, isn't it? Hairstyle on the road? Sorry if it's you I'm talking to. Incredibly, like, I couldn't understand what was going on. I'm going to get my hair colored the craziest concept ever. I feel like a rooster day. Is that what you're doing? I'm curious, because it's really funny. And of course, I'm on social media like everybody else. I'm on Facebook, and one of my 455 friends. Right? Do I? Are you kidding me? Like, they keep changing their hair over and over again. I have this one friend who keeps changing her hair. And I just think it's so interesting because obviously she's having a lot of fun. It's like, you know, she's expressing it on her hair. But then she's complaining that she can't get a job or she's having an issue with certain things. Like, come on, you know, we got to try to lighten our load just a little bit. Be careful with stuff like that. I have an incredible guest tonight on the Lighten Up Show that's been through a lot of changes herself. I got Miss Kathy Gomez. Coping with sudden job loss, and I just can't wait to talk to her. An exciting, exciting lady. And also, I got my chat center. Yeah? Yeah. My funny friends, I'm sure we're going to have some fun with the topic tonight. And we have clever knowledge. Alone tonight, right? And I have on the end there Miss Maria Kennedy. Right? Absolutely. So we were talking about the hair colors of, you know, people. Like, you just see just really interesting colors, and I just wonder what kind of got into their minds. And, you know, I'm making fun of it, obviously, but it's, you know, people can do what they want to do. But I just think, what makes you come up with that? When they want to be like a peacock. Yeah, so they wake up and go peacock day, yes. But peacocks are men. Why are women doing it? Oh,
it's like in Jamaica you have the dancer girls. They call them dancer.
Okay.
You know, and they have this here with yellow, green, red, blue, purple. So they want to shoot. I don't know if we don't want to be seen walking with young. Right.
Oh, look at you. Yeah, nice enough attention. I was walking the other day and it was funny, and I have to say that, you know, a disclaimer, obviously this is just the thoughts of the host and like a television station and all that. But I was actually seeing this person, they were passing an immigration center, right? And it was a man, and it was a blonde on the side, and then they're doing this mohawk thing, and then there was red down the middle. And I thought that's so interesting because, first of all, he's passing immigration. I'm just wondering, like, what part of that is like, okay, what type of job is he going to have then? And it looks scary. It actually scary to me. Like, I wouldn't feel, I don't know, comfortable with this person. Yeah, and I just think, why are you doing that to yourself almost? And I mean, I'm getting a little serious about it because to me, I just looked at him as a young man, and I just thought, do you want to look that scary? Because it was really, really scary. I'm sure he doesn't realize how awful he looks. He thinks he looks cool. I saw a lady today, and her hair, orange, a sort of yellow, I don't know, weird mix-up sort of colour, and I'm going, please tell me you didn't pay somebody to do that. And I'm going, if you go to work, I mean, where would you work? People would just think you were strange. I'm going, you couldn't buy anything from her. I wouldn't want her to cook me anything. She just looked like she was unhinged. Yeah. So do you think then that people should be, I mean, because I think we're talking about traditional, things like, okay, what's a traditional look? But obviously people should be able to do whatever they want to do, and that's fine. I don't want to interfere with that. But do you think that society is kind of judging people differently based on the way that they look? Of course. Yeah. I mean, and I think you need to be aware of the image that you portray. So if you want to go out to a nightclub and you want to have your hair green or purple for the nightclub, then that's fine. Have one that washes out so that the next day you can go to work and look like a normal human being. We work in business, and business here is tourism, is banking. Right. We have to present a front that is acceptable to the rest of the world. Yeah. People don't want to do business with people that look strange. I think so. I think you're right. I think with millions of people unemployed, everybody's up to the same job. You want to look something more. What do you say about that one? Paul. I think they need to take this into business places. I think the mine from the immigration, the custom, the police, they should all get the ban and everybody come on. Right, that's true. That would be interesting. Something, about what do you call it, the peacock hair ones in there. I mean, like Paris Peacock, or something like that. Would you seriously, but on a serious note, would you seriously trust the advice from somebody whose hair looks very, very funky? Right. Can you really think that you would trust that person with your life savings? I mean, it's true, and he's right. What he's saying is true, is that we're judging based on what we're seeing and what we think normal is, but that's the fact of life. And so that's what we have to contend with. But there's a professional look and a fun look. With me, so I'm in theatre and I do things for the club. I would put on my relax sometime and then to town, go to the bank and I mean, people know me though. When you're running your business and you go to the bank and you want to do serious business, yeah. So he's making a point that it doesn't matter. But I'm just saying, obviously this is a hot topic and it can go on forever. One of my employees came, showed me a picture of Rihanna with the flaming red hair and said, this is where I'm going to be next. I said, well, you want to be working here? So anyway, that's Rihanna. She's a millionaire. She can do whatever she wants. But in this office, we're not going to do that. So, I think we just need to realize sometimes that we're getting our own way. Thank you guys so much. It was a serious laugh, but people just be comfortable, do whatever you need to do, but don't get in your own way. We got more Lighten Up, so you don't want to miss it. We're clever knots. They're coming up. she has had experiences in the Cayman Islands that is specific to her experiences. And, you know, I've always been very inspired by you because I like your spirit and your upbeat attitude. But you actually went through something and it led you to write this book. So let's talk a little bit about that and you know, basically how did you cope with this thing that happened to you? Let's talk about that. What happened?
Well, what happened was that I was given an hour and a half to leave my job career of 31 years and 9 months.
Wow.
That's devastating. Yeah. At first I didn't quite know, you know, what to do. But I started off by continuing to do exactly the same things that I did every morning when I woke up. Right. Go to the gym, come home, get ready, put on my makeup.
Yeah. Like you were going somewhere.
Going anywhere.
Yeah, okay.
But that helped me initially. And then 2 weeks after that, I was called to go into the prisons because I was actually working on my counseling degree. Right. To do counseling when I retired, so that was where I went to do my practicum.
Okay.
And that introduced me to prison ministry. So that was another good thing that happened.
And 2 weeks later, which was like very timely.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was also in the process of choosing a topic for my thesis, and that's how the book came about, because I actually wrote it at that time. That was 2006, and then last year I decided to publish it.
Okay. You held on to it quite a long time before you actually published it.
Yeah, my supervisor encouraged me to publish it.
Okay. So now, obviously, this was something that happened to you. It wasn't expected. You were there 31 years, and it was like the rug was pulled from under you. Mm-hmm. So how do you cope for something like that?
Yeah. Well, like I said, the key is to not give up, to not just lie there. I could have easily given up on everything. I could have given up on the course. I could have just stayed at home and did nothing. But the key is to just get out there. I found myself volunteering all over the place. I was like, anywhere you went, you'd probably find me, you know. I just didn't know what to do.
Just to get out. And to help also was good.
Yeah. The writing certainly helped. There were times when I felt like giving it up and choosing another topic. Right. But writing about it is very therapeutic. Right. As well as very emotional. Yeah. So there were a number of things that I did. Since the book has been published, so many other things have been happening. I am now an adjunct teacher at ACCA.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, I'm working full-time at Cayman Preparatory School Council. Okay. I also have a private practice.
Yeah, so it's almost like something had to shake up your world in order for you to step out of that box. That's what it sounds like, yeah?
I was forced to go into midlife crisis.
Early. Yes. All right, and that's how you come out of it. Also, I know that there are other people that are now looking for support for things like that, and you're in the process of forming some sort of group.
Well, yeah, it's ironic because by the time this is aired, I'm hoping that we'll have a support group going for people who have been struggling with job loss. Since I wrote my book, many people have been calling me and sharing their stories, and I know that emotions are high, and a lot of people out there hurting. Right. And we can share a lot. Just a few weeks ago, I was talking to someone, and I told her, have you thought about volunteering? And she's like, no, I didn't think about that. Right. So little things like that, you know, you can share and help each other with.
Just keep moving. I always say that, just keep moving. And in my book, too, I talk about wallowing time. And I always say, you know, we can all have our wallowing time, but we need to limit it. We need to say, okay, I'm going to wallow for this amount of time, then I'm going to get up, clean myself up, and I'm going to go do something. Because when you let wallowing be the thing that you do, then you're you're in a very dark place.
I still do that though. My moments still come.
Sure, absolutely.
You know, they're always triggers when you least expect it.
Right. Yeah, and you just never know. But you limit it, and then you move on. You get back to living. I always say, get back to living. You know, I was just thinking when you were talking about the prison, going there to do your practicum, I was thinking about the fact that here you were that had experienced such a thing, but now you were placed in a situation almost strategically in order for you to see people that were less fortunate than you. So it helps you in that sense. That must have helped you to work with people that you had so much more than they had, and you were now able to give something to them.
I did in a sense, and in another sense, I felt like I just fit in with them. I was feeling the same loss. Yeah, when you're in prison, you lose your freedom. Yeah. You know, and I was feeling rejected, and there was a lot of media coverage in my case as well, and that was very difficult to get up and face the world, everything and all of that going on.
Yeah. You know? So how are you doing now?
I'm doing great.
You're great.
I'm doing great.
Yeah.
I just returned from a prison fellowship convocation, World Convocation in Toronto. It was just the most awesome experience.
Really. Yeah. And what would you tell someone else that's experiencing a loss? What would your words of encouragement be to them?
Oh, absolutely, to never give up. You know, think about other things that you like to do, you've always wanted to do, and you have time, and there's so many things that you can do to cope.
Right. And you found it. You found that joy. Yeah. So it's great. So your midlife crisis is over now. You're not going to do it. This is Miss Kathy Gomez. She wrote this book, Hoping That Sudden Job Loss. It's available online. You can check it out, or in the local bookstores. And this is what happens after you experience loss. You get up and you keep on living. Thank you, Miss Kathy, for coming on the Lighten show. Miss Kathy Gomez. And thanks for coming out. You audience, you're great. Thank you so much for stopping by and sharing her story with us. Wasn't that just do you. Don't worry about me. Pay no attention to me. Do your thing. That's all we're trying to do out here, and the only person you can be is you, and you define it.
The Lighten Up Show is sponsored by Beyond Basics Medical Day Spa. Be the change you want to see.